we're gonna preview some games this upcoming week. Kind of touched upon Tennessee a little bit, but Louisville versus Tennessee. Um, you know, Tennessee want to hang their hat on defensive end. Louisville high octane offense. What are your guys' thoughts on this game?
Where's this game at?
This game is at Tennessee.
Tennessee needs this one. I
They
will
do.
say we were
Yeah.
just talking about them. You need to get a big win at home, and so I think that's what's
I
important
think
to
I'm gonna go
watch
with
there. Is
Tennessee.
Tennessee needs it.
I think they're gonna get that big win against Louisville. I think they really
I like
have. I don't
Tennessee
think
as
they're gonna
well.
drop. Is this their next game?
Hmm.
So they'd be on a 4-game losing streak if they lost. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Tennessee.
I agree. I think Tennessee needs it. Needs some guys to step up. Uh, it's an interest like blend of styles here.
Right.
These teams do not play very similarly at all, and I think that will be interesting to see which style prevails. I think Tennessee's going to want to try to slow Louisville down. If they can do that, I think that works in their favor. They have to be careful not to get sped up and just play their game. But the big opportunity, I think Tennessee really needs this one.
Right. I think you guys pretty much said it all. Tennessee really needs it. Gonna be interesting to see how they try to contain Louisville's offense. I don't think they really faced like an up-tempo team yet, but big opportunity at home. We'll see. Moving on. Kentucky and St. John versus St. John's. Talk about really big opportunities. This for both teams. This is a really big opportunity. Um, can Who do you think gets it done in this one?
I think St. John's is gonna be Kentucky. I'm getting worried about Kentucky, man. I don't know what's going on with them, but yeah, they haven't looked the greatest. So I think St. John's gets this one done.
Kentucky just beat Indiana, though. So
Yeah.
This is tough. I mean, neither like St. John's, their only quality win
These are
so
like
far is
two
that
like pretty
neutral site over
underperforming
Baylor.
teams right now.
right.
Correct. So I think they both need this too, and this is a chance for one of them to correct and get the season back turned around. You mentioned Kentucky just beat Indiana. If they can build on that win and stack more momentum, that's really what they're looking for. And St. John's, they killed Iona, and then they beat Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is solid. It was a close game, but I think I lean Kentucky here. I think Pope's group has a little more urgency. I think you could tell after some of these press conferences, he cares a lot. He knows that entire state cares a lot. St. John's, Rick Pitino cares. And they do have a fan base, but nothing compares to. I mean that entire state is they walk that team, if they walk into a restaurant or a bowling alley or whatever, like the restaurants are standing up and clapping. Like it's different down there. Pope understands that. I think if he hasn't already, I think his players are starting to understand that. And I like Kentucky here to get a big win. This is big for both of them. This is can really affect the momentum going to conference play for these two teams.
Right. Definitely, I agree. It's a really big one for both teams. Interested to see how Kentucky handles St. John's. Just firepower. They're so talented. Should be an interesting one. Neutral site, so we'll see. But really interesting. Like I said, both teams, really big opportunity for both teams to really catapult their season, get some positive momentum before conference play. Next one, Arkansas versus Houston. Arkansas, obviously looked really good. They've just beat Texas Tech. Houston, they've really bounced back after their loss to Tennessee. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
Where is this one at?
This one is at like a neutral site, so it's in New Jersey. Yeah.
It's in Jersey.
Yeah, so really no like.
Give me Arkansas.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Houston. So we have a split. So Anthony, you're the deciding factor.
Whoa, I think I'd go with Arkansas.
Wow.
But I'm interested to see what you guys think, though.
Fun. I'm really excited for Flemings versus Acuff, the fun freshman guards. I think Arkansas is rolling. I wanted them to be my team of the week, but they're stolen by one. I think.
Yeah.
I think they're rolling. Houston is still figuring things out, and they will get it figured
Right.
out. They're still Houston never is one to really peak in December.
Mhm.
That's not a bad thing. But I like Arkansas here. They're supremely talented. Um, Acuff and Malik Thomas
Mhm.
versus Fleming is going to be fun
Yeah.
in terms of looking at those really just high impact freshmen. But great
Yeah.
game. I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same, but I'm gonna have to go with Houston on this one. I just think they're gonna have Arkansas's number in this one. Like you said, Flemings has finally arrived for Houston. He's like really well. You can pair him with now Uzan, Sharp,
Right.
Tugler, Chris Sanak, all those
Mhm.
guys. Like they're hoopers, man, and they can hoop. So I think they can get this one done against Arkansas.
Yeah. Should be a really fun one. Kind of contrasting play styles. Um, interested, like you said, Kingston Flemings versus Acuff's gonna be super fun. Even like Malik Thomas for like versus like an Emmanuel Sharp or Milos Uzan. That'd be super fun. We'll see. Like you said, Arkansas is really rolling. Should be a good matchup. Moving on to a next and final matchup, Duke versus Texas Tech. Should be a really fun one. Uh, Duke, like we said, their front court's really has been really their main source of anything so far for them. And Texas Tech, led by JT Toppin and Christian Anderson, that's really their whole team, honestly. But JT Toppin versus Cam Boozer, that's going to be super fun. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
Man, okay. Um, is this neutral site or is it
Let me see. Let's
It
see.
is it is
Oh,
neutral. I
neutral.
don't know where, but it's neutral.
It's MSG. MSG.
MSG? Okay. Um,
It's a bad shooting gym usually.
I
I feel like maybe.
bad shooting gym. Okay, if Frico says it's a bad shooting gym, that means they might have to rely on Cameron Bouger even a little bit more. And if that's the case, I don't think they're really going to do a great job. I really think JT Toppin and Anderson could really slow down Cameron Bouger. And I really think that Texas Tech is going to pull this off, and I think they're going to be Duke and MSG. So I'm picking Texas Tech.
Preco.
We were just
Thoughts?
talking about how Duke hasn't blown anyone out the same way as in Michigan, Arizona. Um, I think that changes on December 20th. I think Duke wins by double digits. I think m- both these teams do over rely on their big on Boozer for Duke and Toppin for Tech. I don't think though Tech is equipped to defensively handle Boozer. Topping is great, but he's much more gifted offensively than defensively. Um, and I'm very worried about Tech. I think they haven't looked great, and they've been overly reliant on those two players like Anthony mentioned,
Right.
and until they figure that out, and maybe they do, and maybe
Right.
somebody steps up and I look like an idiot, but I think until they figure it out, I like Duke by a lot here.
Ooh, I think we're split then because I think Texas Tech could maybe pull off the upset. I don't know. Toppin versus Boozer, that should be super fun. And Christian Anderson maybe could give some of those Duke guards some fits, but should be really interesting. Two a really fun matchup between Boozer and Toppin. So yeah, that
Yeah.
is it for us. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now you guys can watch some NFL football. I know Evan is itching to watch the Seahawks
Yes,
against
sir. About to
Philip
watch the
Lions,
Seahawks
Rivers.
Lions,
kill Philip
Rams.
Rivers. About to watch this shit, man. I'm excited.
Matthew Stafford versus the Lions is happening right now. I think the Lions are up
Wow.
though.
Yes, sir. But that'll be it for us. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and that's on the bubble.
Peace.